Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Destiny and welcome back to the tutorial. So in this one, we're going to go ahead and start working with uploading videos from the front end and not from the admin section. So this one is going to be pretty fun, and we're going to start off by creating forms. And if you've been following along with the tutorial, then you'd know that I said creating forms are pretty much like creating input fields but using Django forms. Okay, so what you want to do is quite easy. We're just going to come over to the channel, and we're going to create a new file in here, and that one is going to be forms.py. So forms.py. So if you'll be following along from the video, then you'd know that we've created this form that actually helps us sign up users, this forms.py. Then you should understand how everything happens now and how everything is going, right? So I think that should be it. After creating the form, now we need to go ahead and pass in some things into this form. So this forms.py is going to take let's go ahead and import something. So we're going to say from Django we want to import forms, and let's import channel. So we're going to say actually I want to import video firstly, so I'm going to say from core.models I want to go ahead and import video. So now we need to go ahead and create the form, and in order to do that we're just going to say class, then we can call this one whatever we want. I'm going to call it video form, and it should inherit from models.model, which is what we imported at the top over here. And as you can see, okay, this is not models.py but rather forms.model form. Okay, so hopefully you guys got that. Now after this, the next thing we go ahead and do is just pass in a title. Okay, so we could just say title should be equal to, and hopefully you guys understand how everything is working right now because you've been following along with the tutorial. And we're going to pass in the widget, and this widget is simply going to get forms dot, then we're going to pass in text inputs, and alongside text inputs we simply want to pass in attributes just like this. And this attribute is going to take, let's just give it an ID. So we're going to give this an ID, and I'm simply going to pass title to the ID. And also I want to give one more attribute. That one is going to be I'm going to get back, that one is going to be on key up. So on key up. And if you've been following along with the tutorials, then you'd know that I actually wrote some validations using JavaScript, and that's why I'm passing all this in. So I'm going to say title validate. So title validate, and I'm open up parentheses, and that should be it. Okay, so I'm going to open up another one, and this one should be desk. This one should be desk validate, I think, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and comment it out till we get there. So after we've done this, the next thing we're going to do is just go ahead and create a class meta, and this one is going to take model. So the model that we are trying to target is the video model, and it needs a couple of fields. Okay, so what fields do we need for the video? Now I'd recommend whenever you want to do this to go ahead and open up the video model side by side. So I'm just going to open up this video model, drag and drop it over here. Okay, so after we've done this, now we want to simply get the fields that we actually want to show up on the form. For example, you don't want to give the user the opportunity to add views, or else they're going to add millions of views to their video. Okay, so we want to just give them the opportunity to add a video, image, title, description, and so on. So I'm pretty much going to pass in video. That's one of the fields I will need. I also need image. I also need title, and make sure that all these are in strings. I need title. I also need description, just like that, and I also need tags. So users should be able to pass in tags. And I don't need dates. What I need is visibility. So visibility, just like this. And yeah, that should be it. That's pretty much what I want. Now after all this is done, you simply want to come over to the views.py, and we're going to create a view that's going to process this form. Okay, so remember we called it video form. From over here we're going to be using that, take note of it. So over here we need to go ahead and create a view, and we're simply going to define a function, and we're going to call this one video upload. And you should just take in one parameter, and that parameter is going to be request. Then we'll simply pass. So over here we want to make sure that a user is actually logged in before they could go ahead and create a video, and that's why we pass in the login required at the top over there. Now after we pass in this, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the logged in user. So I'm simply going to say user should be equal to request.user. So this line over here is simply going to get whatever user that's logged in, and we're going to use the user variable to do something. Okay, so we assign the variable user to the request.user, and that's pretty much what we want to do. So from over here we're going to go ahead and check if request.method is equal to post, and you'll be following along with this tutorial, then you're gonna know that we'll be doing this a whole lot of time to actually check if the method that was passed into the input field is a post or get. Then we're gonna go ahead and do something. But before we go ahead and continue with what we want to do, I'm gonna go ahead and import the forms that we created, and I just want to minimize all this. So if I want to get to the head, it's gonna be really easy, and I don't have to make a whole lot of scrollings to the top before I get there. So after I do this, the next thing I'm going to do is just come over here and say from, I think it's from the channel dot forms, I pretty much want to import the video form. Okay, so after importing the video form, we're going to get back here and we're going to process the video form. So we simply want to say form should be equal to video form, and in order to get whatever we passed into the form, which is, let's say a user is passing in the title, the image, they've passed in the video that they want to upload, they've passed in the thumbnail and the tags and all that. How do we grab onto those data? So we need to say request.post over here, and that's going to grab onto whatever text field that they're passing in. Then request.files is going to grab onto the image and the video. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now we need to go ahead and check if this form is valid. So we're going to say if form dot is underscore valid, and I've explained this in the upper videos, which pretty much checks if this form is actually valid by validating all the fields and checking out for all the security measures that we've written in there. For example, we've written that a field should be required or a field should be null and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you get a gist. Now if form dot is valid, then what do we want to do? We could simply go ahead and I would just say new underscore should be equal to form.save. So hopefully you already know this from the last video. We can even just do form.save over here, form.save, and this is going to work perfectly well. But if we go ahead and try running this form on the front end, then we're going to get an error, and that error is pretty much going to say there is no user specified for this video, and that's because we are not allowing users to pass in this by themselves. Okay, so we are getting it from over here, then we want to autofill it. Hopefully you guys understand what's going on. So after we've done form.save, one thing that I'd even like to do is to go ahead and assign this to a variable. I'm going to say new underscore form and get rid of the W over there. I'm going to say new underscore form should be equal to form.save, and in here I want to say commit should be equal to false. Okay, so commit should be equal to false pretty much means that we are saving the form, but we are not yet committing it to the database. Okay, for now we want to hang on before we commit to the database, and we want to do something for that, but we've actually saved the data that we got in from the form. Now after we've done that, I think what we should do is just go ahead and assign the user. So I'm going to say new underscore form dot user. So this new underscore form over here is just what we got over here from the video form. Now we'll say the new underscore form dot user. This user is this one over here. Okay, so take notes. We could also do something like new underscore form dot likes, new underscore dot visibility, new underscore form dot image and video. You could do whatever you want, but this one I want to get the user, and I want to say the user should be equal to whichever user that's logged in. So the user that's actually making this video should be whichever user that's logged in. And remember, I actually created this variable at the top and assigned it to user. So instead of doing this long code over here, I'm just going to pass in this one word, and that should be it. So the next thing we're going to do is just go ahead and save this form. So I'm going to say form.save, and this is going to save your form. But there is one gotcha. If you go ahead and run this now, it's actually going to save the form for you, but it's not going to save the tags. And in order to be able to save the tag, you just want to say form.save underscore m2m. So save many to many, and that should work perfectly well. Now after all this is done, we could just go ahead and we could return the messages dot success, and we could just say we just pass in requests, and what else could passing? We could just pass in a video, and we'll say video uploaded successfully. So video uploaded successfully, and I think that should be it. So successfully, and that should be it. So the next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and return them to somewhere. So when they've created a video, where do we want to return them to? We could just return them to their channel profile, right? So that's like one of the best places to return them, since we don't have an admin panel yet for users, not the super user. So this one that I'm passing in over here is simply actually understandable. That's because whenever we want to go to a channel profile, it's gonna ask for an ID of the user. Okay, so if I come over here now, refresh this, let's see if this is working well. So this is actually working fine. So if I come over to /c/1, it's going to open up Destiny's profile. How about if I come over to /c/2, as you can see, it opens up Praise profile. Now we need to be able to say, after passing in this channel profile thing, we need to be able to tell it the ID that it should go to, whether it's Destiny's or it's any other human being that's on our platform. So we pretty much passed in user.channel.id, and what it's going to do is it's going to get the logged in user who just made a video, and it's going to go to their channel. So that's what this line over here does. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and write the simple statement for if the request.method is get, and in order to do that, we're just going to pass in an else over there. And what we want to do, we just want to say form should be equal to video form, and I think that should be it. Then we'll go ahead and say context, and in this context, what we pretty much want to pass in is form, and I think that should be it. Now let's go ahead and return a template. So I'm going to say return, and to return a template, you need to pass in render, you need to pass in a request parameter, and you need to pass in the name of the template. So in my case, I'm just going to say channel / let's say upload video. I think that should be it, .html, and I'm also going to pass in a context in there. So when we've done all this, I think that's pretty much what we want to do for now. I'm going to come over here and make sure my server is running. Now I'm going to go ahead and install this in the urls.py. So in the urls.py, I'm just going to create a new comment over here, and I'm going to say uploading video URL, and this one is going to take in parts. So it takes in parts. It's also going to take in create / video, and I think that should be it / then we need to go ahead and say views dots, and I call that upload video, rather video upload. Now we need to go ahead and give this a name, and this name should be, we'll say call it whatever we want. We'll just say upload -video. Okay, so after we've done this, make sure you add a comma over here, or you'd get an error, and you'd have a hard time finding it out. So after we've done this, I think that's what we need to do. As you can see, this is running perfectly well. So we just need to come over here, and we need to come to /c/create /video, and okay, it's working, but it's got an error. So it says field ID expected a number but got this. And I think we are getting this error pretty much because we are passing in something that we are not supposed to pass in. So from here, as you can see, well, we are working on the URLs channel, on the URLs, on the channel URLs rather. So we need to come over to YTPRJ, and we need to open up the URLs and see what we called it that. So that's C/. So we've got C/create video. Now C/create video, let's see. Okay, this is where the problem is coming from. Actually, this is looking for a number like this, right? Which is supposed to be a channel's number like this, but now we are passing in a text instead of a number, which is create. So it's gonna say, hey, come on, I'm looking for a number, and why am I getting create? So that's pretty much what the problem is. Now I'm gonna pass in video over here, and as you can see, it still says the same thing. It's got create. Now how do we go ahead and get rid of the error? So I'm gonna come over to the, let's get back to the URL over here, and for this one we could just pass in like another keyword at the end over here. I'm just gonna say channel / create video blah 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 thing, and I'm just gonna copy all this, come over here, and I'm gonna paste it. So I'm gonna get back once and paste it over here. So as you can see, that's it. It's working perfectly well, but there is a problem right now. So it's actually nice that we got this error, so that would actually fix it before you guys start getting it. That's if you haven't got the error already. So this error is pretty much saying, hey, I'm trying to log in, but I can't even find my way to the login page. So that's pretty much what this error is saying. And how do I know? That's because I've looked at this over here. As you can see, it's trying to go to account, then it's trying to go to login, which is the default place that Django goes into login. Then the next place that it want to go to after it logs in, it's to the create video URL that we're trying to access. And this is all showing up because in the views.py or passed in this. So all thanks to this, if you comment this out now and get back here, I'm gonna get back here, and I'm simply gonna copy this and paste the channel thing that I've copied again. Now what do you notice? It's working well, but I don't want that to actually work that way. I want to refresh this, and I want to get the error again, so we'll fix it. Now you need to come over to your settings.py. So I'm going to open up my settings.py, and just below the Jasmine, that's where we could do it. You could do it whatever you want. That doesn't really matter. So I'm going to say login underscore URL, and over here you pass in the name of the URL that you want to go to whenever a user want to log in. So I'm going to say login URL should be sign in. So whenever a user wants to log in, take them to the sign in page. Simple as that. Now I'm going to copy this and paste the channel thing again. Now what do you notice? We get to the sign in page. So I could simply go ahead and log in. And as you can see right now, I am logged in. Okay, so that's great. Now I want to go ahead and do something real quick. I'm going to get to the index page. I'm going to say index.html, and we've got this error message if messages. Okay, I think we don't have it here yet. I think that should be in the let's see. I'm going to open up the partials, and I'm going to open up the alert. So I think it from the alert. Now I'm going to go ahead and just comment this out if you want. Okay, what is that? I'm going to comment this one out. Okay, so just comment this one out for now. We're going to go ahead and uncomment it later, and I'm going to be even fixing the alert and make it look more better in the future videos. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and log out one more time, and I'm going to enter the password and just log in again. So that's this is just what I want. Now when I click on this link over here, I want to go to the page that allows me to upload videos, and in order to get that, I'm going to get over here, and I'm going to look for video cam. Okay, so this is video cam, and that's just this thing over there. Now what we need to do is, okay, this is not even the video cam that I am looking for, so I'm just going to minimize this one, and I'm going to get rid of it. That's a drop down. So there is one more video cam, and this is it over here. So what you want to do is just copy this one and put an A tag, paste that in there. So right now if we refresh, that is going to become a link, and that's what I want it to be. So over here I'm just going to create a URL tag, and what I want to pass in is upload video, upload-video, and hopefully that's what we called it. So as you can see, it's all working good. Now if I come over here and click on this, it brings me to this page that says template doesn't exist. So it's looking for a template that's called upload-video.html. Now we simply need to go ahead and satisfy this error. So I'm going to open this up and create a new file and paste that in there. So this is going to work perfectly well now. Now the next thing we need to do is go ahead and get the video upload. As you can see over here, I've got this upload.html thing, and this is the one that I would actually be using for the video upload page. So I'm gonna just copy that and paste it down here, and I'm gonna just refresh this one more time. So that's how everything is looking. We didn't go ahead and work with the CSS files. Right now the CSS files ain't loading up. That's pretty much because we haven't got them in. So I'm just gonna say load static there at the top, and over here I'm gonna just copy this and paste that down here. I'm gonna say static, and I'm gonna paste this in here like that. So now when we refresh this, what do you notice? We got this really cool looking site, I'd say. Now that should be it. The next thing that we're gonna do is, as you can see, this says no image selected. This is this. Now I think the next thing we need to do is I'm gonna give this a hard refresh. Okay, so as you can see, I gave it a hard refresh, and now we got everything that we needed back. So we got the stylings, we got the description, and we got the tags, we got this thumbnail thing looking pretty good, and all this and showing up, the icons and showing up just because I don't have any active internet connection. So I'm just gonna open up my internet, and I'm gonna connect to this one over here, and that should be it. I'm just gonna wait for this to connect successfully, and we're gonna give this a refresh, just one more refresh. That's taking a little bit of time. Let's see, that's connected now. We're just gonna go ahead, and I think I've got this JavaScript file down here, and I want to go ahead and also fix this JavaScript file in here. I'm just gonna say static and paste that in. Hopefully that works as expected too. Okay, as you can see, the validation fields are now coming together. Now we've got this thing that counts up till we have 100 posts, then it says, hey, come on, you've exceeded the max length for title, and that works perfectly well too. And we've also got this one for the description. Okay, I don't know why that's not showing up. That should be a problem or something. Actually, it should be a problem. Now I think that's pretty much what I want to do for now. Let's go ahead and this is this desk count. I think that's what I want to do. So let's go ahead and check. I want to check out the main JS, and hopefully I've got dex validate. I just want to make sure that it's all looking good. That's why it's ain't working. Could I open up the local host? So I'm going to open up the local host, and this is how everything is looking over there. I'm simply going to come over to, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try making this video. That's not working. So let me give this a hard refresh. That's working now. This is working now too. Okay, so it just needed a hard refresh for it to start working. So guys, that's it. Now we should go ahead and configure the forms. Okay, so if you come over to the upload video and just start at the top over here, I'm going to look for the upload content, and I want to wrap this in a form tag. So I'm going to wrap this in a form tag, copy this form tag, and I'm just going to use it to close this off over here. And I want to get rid of this other tag that we've got down there that doesn't have any use. So I think this is what we need to do. I'm going to get up once, refresh this, everything should still be working well. Now this form over here, we need to pass in a couple of things. So we need to pass in post, we need to pass in method should be post, and we need to pass in CSRF. You guys already know it helps us prevent cross-site forgery. So after we passed all these things, and if we come over here to the top and we just pass in form and refresh this, now what do you think is going to happen? It's going to go ahead and list out all the forms that we've got. Okay, so all these forms over here would actually work if we go ahead and fill it in. Well, I don't want to list out the forms like this. I actually want to go ahead and fill in the forms into these fields one by one. So we're going to start off with a title. Now for the title, what I want to do is just comment this out just like that, and I'm just going to come over here and say form.title just like that. And now if I refresh this, as you can see, it still has its original title thing. That's working perfectly well. So if I come over here and let's actually put in a title in there, and you're gonna see there is no title field, and that's to show you that it's actually coming from the form.title. So guys, that's it. Everything is working perfectly well. Now let's fix the description also. So I'm going to comment out this one, and I'm simply going to pass in form.description. So form.description. And now let's refresh this. You can see that's it. It's working, but this isn't getting the validation. Okay, let's try it out in the local host. Remember our good old local host. I'm going to come over here and pretty much come over here, and this one is working. This one ain't working. I'm going to refresh this hard refresh. That one ain't working, but this one is working. So this one isn't working just because we need to pass in a couple of things to the form. Okay, so I told you guys earlier we need to pass in a couple of things to the form, and I'm just gonna toggle that sidebar to close it off, the VS Code sidebar. Now I'm gonna uncomment this one out again. Remember, that's what we're using. So this description field, I just want to copy it and put it down here. And I want to give it on key up. So the on key up is just desk_validate. So that's what we use to know the on key up for that one. And the ID is just description. Okay, so the ID is description. And how am I getting this? If you take a close look over here, you see that ID is description and the on key up is desk validate. So when that all is done, I'm going to come over here and refresh this, and as you can see, this is working. Well, I don't like the way it's looking. It doesn't look good. That's not looking great. This is text input. Let's say we want to go with text area instead. Now if we refresh this, now what do you notice? It's working well. So that's what we need, guys, and hopefully the validation also works. I'm just gonna copy this and paste it a couple times down there, and okay, it's working. So that's it, guys. Now we need to go ahead and also fix the tag. And for the tag, what I simply want to do is come over here and I'm gonna comment out this one, and I'm simply gonna say form.tags, and that should be it. So from the tags, we got tags. We need to separate it with commas for it to work. And also for the thumbnail, we need to comment this one out, and we're gonna say, now if you comment it out, this is how it's gonna be looking. You can see it's looking like this. We can drag an image in, and actually I want to be doing all this over here. So I'm gonna refresh this, and refresh that. So we need to do that in here. Okay, so for the thumbnail right now, as you can see, we can't select anything, we can't select nothing because we commented it out. But this video we can select something. Now what we want to do for the thumbnail is just say form.thumbnail. I think that's what I called it. Okay, actually I called it image. So image, this is it over here. And finally the last one is for the video. But I'm gonna refresh this firstly to see if that actually works. Okay guys, that's working. Now finally for the video, I'm gonna just say form.video. So there is one more thing that I'd want to see. Now if we go ahead and upload an image, now as you can see it's uploaded, but it doesn't show the name of the image till we hover on it, right? And that's not what we want. We actually want it to show the name of the image. Now we need to add in this class of file. So you guys already guessed it, right? I'm just going to duplicate this 2 more times, and the both are going to take a class of file. So one is going to be image, just like this, and another one is going to be video. So this one is going to be video. And I think for this one we could use an image field, and for this one we could use a file field. That's what I'm using. And for this one I'm going to use a file field instead, forms.file field. And for this one we're also going to use forms.image field. Now we need to give this how about I just pass in a text input in here. I want to check out something. I'm going to change all these IDs to class. So guys, just hold on a sec. I want to check out for something, but you can follow along with what's going on. I'm going to pass in file over there. Now if I refresh this, hopefully we don't get any error. So he says there is an error down here. Let's go ahead and break out from the server and run it again. This is what I'm doing down here. So give it a sec. As you can see, it's running well. Now I'm going to refresh this and get down here. So this is how everything is looking now. Not good. Now this is showing up an input field. So that's actually what I want to see. If we're passing an input field here, is it going to show that up? Now we're going to put in file field, and this one is going to be image field. Okay, now we'll refresh this one more time while making sure that our server is still running. Now no, whenever I make a change to the forms.py, it goes ahead and show an error. So I'm gonna just, okay, this time around there is an actual error. So where is the error? It says, let's get up here and let's see what it says. It says forms.image field, image is equal to forms.image field. I think the best thing that we're going to do is go ahead and pass an image should be equal to forms.image field, widgets should be equal to forms.file inputs, and this one is going to be video file field, then file inputs. Okay, so after we've done all that, now I'm just going to get back here and refresh this, and this is how it's looking now. I could actually even do the same thing over here. Now I'm going to drag up, I'm going to put in an image, and this is the image that we've got. And for videos, we could put in whatever we want for the video, and it's going to have a video field now. So I'm just going to drag in one of the videos from the video thumbnail, and this one is going to be that. And actually for the thumbnail, I want to change it up. I want to put something new. So I'm just going to say this Instagram clone thing should be there. And for the title, I'm going to say Instagram clone using Django. So Instagram clone using Django, and as you can see, that's 28 characters, pretty good. And now for the description, I'm going to say Instagram clone using Django, Instagram clone using Django, and so on and so forth. Now after all that is done, for the tags, I'm just going to say Django, I'm going to say Instagram clone Python Django framework, and now that should be working well. And for the video, we're just going to go ahead and choose from over here. I'm going to choose any of this. I'm just going to choose this one, and now we hit the publish button. So we hit the publish button. As you can see, it just refreshes the page, but nothing happens. So from here now, we need to debug something, and we need, in order to be able to debug and know what the problem is, firstly, let's make sure that the button over here has a type of submit. So we're going to say type, and we're going to pass in submit firstly, and we need to check if there are errors that will display the errors at the top. Okay, so in order to do that, we should just do it at the top over here. I'm just going to say I'm just going to create a div, and I'm going to say error. That's what I'm going to pass in there. And let's go ahead and even save this form again. As you can see, it shows up this error over here. Actually, that's okay, but I want to show it in here rather, or let's even show it below the details. Okay, so it's more precise. That's it, and I think that should be it. Now I'm going to pass in the div, and this div is going to have a class of, let's say, error. And over here, I'm just gonna pass in a strong tag, and I'm gonna say form dot errors. Okay, so now we'll save this form again. Now what do you notice? It says this field is required, the video, the image, the visibility also is required. So as you can see right now, that's helping a lot because we actually forgot to add the visibility field. So we need to go ahead and add that right now. I'm just gonna put that down here, so we could copy any of this. I'm just gonna copy that one, and just down here I'm just gonna say form.visibility, just like that. And now when we refresh this one more time, as you can see, that's the visibility thing that we've got over there. And I want to get rid of the video selected, the video cam. I don't need all this now. I don't want to hard refresh the page again, just like that. I just want to hit it once. And for this one, I'm going to change this to visibility, just like that. And actually, we're going to go ahead and style this up later because, you know, why not? The visibility doesn't look good. So after we've done all this, now let's go ahead and fill this form again. So I'm just going to say Django clone, or rather I called it Instagram clone using Django. So Instagram clone using Django, and I'll pass on the same thing over here in the description. And for the tags, I'm just gonna say Django Instagram clone blah 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 blah. Use a comma to separate it. For the image, I'm gonna choose a thumbnail. For this one, I'm gonna go Instagram, and for the video, I'm gonna get back to this, and I could choose any of this. Okay, so I want it to be public. Now we hit publish. So it says video field is required and image field is required. Now this error is just showing up because we need to have one more attribute over here, which is going to be enc type, and this one want to take in multi-part / form data. So after all this is done, we need to go ahead and upload the thumbnail and the video again. So I'm going to upload the thumbnail, and I'm just going to get over here and upload the video. So when this is done, let's go ahead and hit publish one more time. Okay, that's still showing up. That's not good. I think this page needs a total refresh. I'm gonna copy this, get down here and refresh this page totally. Paste this a couple times, and for the tags, I'm gonna go Django Instagram whatever. For the thumbnail, I'm gonna go Instagram as usual. And hopefully we don't get that same error again. If we get it, then we'd have to actually look at what's going on. And that's visibility. So we'll publish this. Okay, as you can see, this is taking up some time to load, and I think it's publishing the video. And what do you notice? It's created a video for us. So over here, if we come over to videos, what do you notice? Now we've got a new video, and that's looking pretty good and amazing. Okay, so as you guys can see, that's working perfectly well. It's created a new video using the forms that we had over there, and it's Instagram clone using Django. This is looking pretty good, right? So I think that's it. Everything looks good. If we come over here now, this is the video. We could go ahead and play it, and yeah, that's it. So as you can see, everything looks good, and I actually have 3 subscribers now. So I think that's gonna round it up for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Now we can actually upload videos from the front end, and it's pretty amazing. So in the next one, let's see what we're gonna do from the back end logics. Over here there is upload video. Now in the next one, we're going to go ahead and edit video. Okay, so there's going to be a functionality to edit video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and like it. To make sure to check out my channel, the name is Despix at YouTube, and also consider subscribing and liking a video. Also, if you've got a couple bucks to spare, make sure to check out my YouTube membership. Joining is really going to help me make more amazing content for you. So I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, mad love, peace out.